Crazy Mike world. Pow, pow, pow. Doom scroll with me.
In life because it's in the shape of a circle cut into triangles in a square box, which is all three basic shapes put together. You would be in denial. Speaking of denial, if I told you denial was actually in America and it's the Mississippi River, you would, look a little suspicious. Speaking of suspicious, I'm suspicious that they quite literally ask you for your birthday for every single thing because they are using your natal chart against you. Speaking of natal, would you believe me if I told you that your birth certificate and your social security number do not identify you? That's actually your straw man. That's actually the fake you that your parents reported to the United States government.
Yeah, we know this. Go ahead and YouTube Meet Your Straw Man. 5-minute video. Pretty interesting stuff.
So that they could literally have access to govern you. Speaking of government, would you believe me if I actually told you that the government does not govern you, but instead the land does? Think about it. The U.S. is a corporation. It is a business, if you will. America is the land. You follow the law of the land and not the law of the corporation. Speaking of law, do you know that there's a difference between unlawful and illegal? Something that is unlawful goes against the land. It goes against your being. Something that is illegal goes against the statutes that were set forth upon you by the corporation, the government. Speaking of all these terms that I'm throwing at you, did you know that it's very important for you to learn legalese? Yes, legalese. It's a whole different language outside of English. This is how they get you to subject yourself, subject your energy into the system. Speaking of the system, did you know the system?
Speaking. Hold on, let me run that back. Listen to that. Speaking.
Whole different language outside of English. This is how they get you to subject yourself, subject your energy into the system. Speaking of the system, did you know the system actually mirrors the waters? Yeah, that's something called maritime law. You want to know where this originated from? Not the seas here on this physical plane, the seas within your mother. That's why the only place that you're actually from, and I used to say this a lot when I was younger, I'm from Mama. Because she literally was the first ship that I arrived in, the mothership. Speaking of the mothership, did you know that there was a plan in place actually called Project Bluebeam?
My girl got them, she still got those wired. Those things are cool, man. Probably send a lot less radiation through your brain. Just a little bit less, maybe.
A lot of people saw, in action at the Miami Mall incident. That is when they were supposedly testing out how people would react if aliens were to come down using CGI technology, nanoparticles in the air. Speaking of the nanoparticles in the air, is it possible that just like on the show Paradise and in the Truman Show, that those chemtrails or those little, streaks of small white that we see in the sky that eventually burst into big cloud, is it possible that those nanoparticles or that CGI technology is up in there? Or, speaking of the little chemtrails and the stuff that is sprayed above the...
Hey, stop scrolling, bro. This is one of those videos that you're only going to come across once a day and you absolutely need to hear it, man.
Listen up.
This phone is a tool. It is a tool. This phone will give you access to information that used to be reserved for a very small group of people. There was a point in time before the invention of this phone, before the invention of the internet, where the rich people were only able to pass the wealth and knowledge on to their children and their children and their children. If you wanted to gain this knowledge and understanding, you had to be in proximity with these individuals that had the knowledge, right?
He not lying.
But nowadays, all of the knowledge can be Googled for free on your phone. And that is exactly why they constantly pump out this stupid fucking brain rot bullshit.
6'7".
Because they know for a fact this tool could change lives. This tool can generate wealth. This tool can gain you access to knowledge, but they don't want you to see that. They want you to constantly be distracted. Sports, media, entertainment, celebrities, reality TV show, brain rot, TikTok, Instagram, bullshit. They don't want you to use this for what it's meant for.
Oh, God.
To gain the same knowledge and understanding that the wealthy ones have. I promise you, for a lot of us, the only difference between us and them is just a lack of knowledge, man. But it's here. But you can't find that knowledge to change your life because you're constantly consuming the f***ing brain rot.
Chronically online, man.
Be real with yourself, bro. The past 3 reels,
I think I speak for everyone when I say, bro, just quit threatening us and just do it. Rent is due in about, what, fucking 20 days? Mortgage is due in 20 days. Car payments due. Insurance is due. Silco's due. Ameren's due. Energy's due. Water's due. Whoop-de-doo. Scooby-Doo. Baby Shark to do. Just fucking do it. The fuck are y'all waiting on? You're doing all this talking over there. Don't understand half the shit y'all saying. The fucking,
My brain.
I think I speak for everyone.
Thing is, when they do it, it very well may be us that does it. Then they'll say they did it. Classic, typical.
Bro, please, if you're gonna do it, just do it. You got the addresses. Fucking Google Maps isn't hard to find. I know you guys have Trojan horses here. Get it done, bro. I don't want to pay these goddamn bills. Additionally, we don't give a fuck. Everyone that's awake, we don't care, bro. Quit threatening us. It's not a fucking threat, bro. This is Christmas. The fuck are y'all talking about over there? Do you think this is a threat to the American people? Half of us are ready for this shit. Good portion of us want it to happen. Finish the fucking job, bro. I don't want to pay.
What is Buddy referring to though? Them blowing his ass up? Nah, you need to speak for yourself a little bit.
Goddamn bills, and I know we don't want to go to work. Do what you got to do so we can stay in our fucking houses.
My brain runs on Shopify.
I guess not, but
Go ahead. By April this year, 2026, April, May, and probably June, the whole economy in the United States is going to change. And it's not going to change in a good way. It's going to change in a real bad way. What you're starting to see more and more on the internet and on TV is people advertising for gold and silver. It's deceptive. It's not that the price of gold and silver is going up. It's that our dollar, our currency, which is based on nothing, is dying. It's dying. And we're in serious debt. Last year, there was over 3 million people were laid off. We started this year out, and it's already worse. People don't know what's coming because they're watching stupid things and silly things like the Super Bowl, which is a waste of time. You spend a half an hour with some Bugs Bunny or whatever his name was, dancing around, and nobody can figure out what the hell he was talking about. But it's coming, and it's coming, and people keep talking about things like the New World Order and resetting and all this other stuff. Well, that's what this is. The financial system is not the U.S. This time it's the whole world.
yo, my algo is literal doom scrolling, boy. People say doom scrolling, but they consume nonsense content like that young doggy was talking about. But mine is like gloom and doom, baby. Let's go.
Happened a couple times before in 2008. This time is different. This time it's going to stick. And the stock market, it's just a game. That's all it is. Now it's $50,000, which is just ridiculous.
Oh shit.
Go ahead. By April this year, 2000.
And you can call me crazy if you want. But the world is not round, it is fucking flat. They tell you it in the Bible, and it says, and God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so.
As
and
above,
God
so below.
called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together under one place. So let the dry land appear, and it was so. As above, so below. When you're looking at the sky, it's the water above the firmament. We have never been to the moon. there's no way you can get there.
Well, yeah, because I said NASA originally went on an ocean expedition. What did they find in the fucking ocean that made them go to outer space?
I want you to know what Trump is protecting us from. This is what's happening in Spain.
Spain's controversial move to give legal status to around 500,000 undocumented migrants has ramped up the debate on immigration across Europe. But
Does that sound familiar? I don't know if you caught that, but that's exactly what was happening to us. And the crazy thing isn't that that's happening. The crazy thing is just a month ago, these guys got hit by 4 different train wrecks on 4 different corners of Spain. For some reason, there was 4 different train wrecks in all these locations. And when I tell you that the odds of that happening, but shortly after that, then this pops up.
Yes, my country has offered a path to regulate 500,000 undocumented migrants. 500,000 people we live with every day, at the market, on the bus, at our children's school, people who care for our parents, work in the fields, who have built hand in hand with us the progress of our country. People who were already here, already part of our lives. Some say we've gone too far.
Now there's a reason this is important, because this also happened to America a few years back. You'll remember when East Palestine, Ohio got hit? Now that wasn't the only one that got hit. There were at least 7 different crashes.
Is this lady AI, bro? She just looks a little generated.
All around a perimeter of America that I did a video about and then got banned about. That's neither here nor there. But there was a huge attack from within on us. And then all of a sudden these migrants started pouring in. And this isn't just happening Spain. Check this out.
It's now a very controversial policy from the Green Party. They want to offer illegal immigrants free accommodation and a universal basic income. That's free money with no requirement to even seek work.
And finally, we are creating a new category for skilled military recruits to attract highly skilled foreign military applicants. Eligible recruits with a job offer from the Canadian Armed Forces, including doctors, nurses, pilots, can be invited to apply for permanent residence.
Flag fever has spread to France as the furious French demand an end to immigration.
So when I tell you that we are being saved right now by Trump, there are a lot of people that didn't even know this was happening in America. And they just did it, okay? So just know that unless you want our subways to look like that, we need Trump to do what he's doing. So shut up and sit down. My goodness. I want you to know what Trump is.
Hey. Why the fuck are we here? What's the point of this? Like to wake up every day and just in an endless loop, endless cycle. What's the point of this? I swear, I go through existential.
You gotta make the point. The point is to make the point, I guess, bruh.
This is twice a day. Like, because literally we have no fucking answers, and I don't want to hear no religious bullshit. I'm sick of this shit. Like, I'm really sick of this shit. I can't imagine doing another 20 years here, honestly. I can't imagine doing another 20 years. Shit, let alone 10. I will go fucking crazy. Why the fuck are we here? What's the point?
I think you've already gone. Comments say, I have extreme anhedonia. I don't even have a dream career. Emotional regulation will save your life. Sleeping is the best part of the day. Yeah. Good stuff. Let me put it like this. Bear with me, y'all.
If you can afford to rent, you...
Have you heard of something called
Baal. Give me a little bit of your time. It is really imperative that you guys start to see this.
The devil.
Baal was another deity worshipped by Israel. Tell me this entity has had no influence on our lives. Basketball, baseball, football. Hold up. I might have just triggered some people. Just watch. Have you guys never bothered to look at the top view of a stadium? What is that? These are energy harvesters.
Eyeball.
They take your energy. How about baseball stadiums? Do you guys see anything unusual here
Vagina?
that could stipulate that maybe something else could be behind it? How about now? Do you see it? The powers that be that have been running our country obviously know something. This is the U.S. Capitol. That is a brain. That is the reflective pawn, which is identically located to the pineal gland. Don't get me started with the pyramid and what that has to do. And don't get me started that the end of this mile all the way up the map is a stadium. Do you know how long Israel itself has been influencing our political systems? Please drop it in the comments if you know
59.
exactly when Israel, the Middle East country, started influencing our political systems.
Sorry, I talk over the videos. It's a bad idea, but I think it was Israel was conceived in 49.
Coming from someone born and raised atheist who did not read the Bible, who did not believe in God, the Bible tells you about Israel. And I think this was all by design to get people to not believe in the Bible and to not believe in Jesus and to not believe in God, so that the powers that be that God warned us about, Israel, Baal, Moloch, Remphan, these are all deities that many of you don't even know about. I am having a video that's going viral talking about it. You know how many comments I got that say they don't even know what Moloch is? But does that surprise me? No, I didn't know what that was either. I was atheist. I didn't believe in the Bible. I didn't touch the Bible. I would light up into fire if I walked into a church. I couldn't even say the name Jesus without feeling like I was gonna combust. You were crazy if you came out with me with the Bible. You are a crazy Bible-thumping lady or man or whatever. That's by design.
So much for being monetized or pushed by a YouTube.
Oh, boy howdy, that is by design. Jesus Christ, okay? Jesus, the teacher, Yeshua, the teacher, came to teach us of Christ, which you of connecting with. When you connect with Christ, you are then reborn in the spirit. When you still the flesh, which is the carbon atom 666, yes, the deceiver is your flesh. When you still the flesh, you come into the truth of Christ, and then you are anointed and you put the oil in the lamp. You even have a lamp in your body. What's the lamp? The lamp is the pineal gland, the same spot that the U.S. Capitol's fountain in the back.
Some pronounce it pineal. But okay. Pineal.
Built upon. The lamp is the seat of Christ, and the Bible tells you about thine eye. Now, this is what is important for you to do, and I really do need your help. If you've made it this far and you're...
Human beings are the only life form that will do less than they possibly can. I want to dive into why. The other night I was walking the mountain trails here in Scottsdale, chasing a glimpse of the full moon, and as I moved along the path, something caught my eye. Just off trail, a cactus, one of many, this one sort of oddly shaped and leaning onto the path. Still unmoving, glowing in the moonlight like it had been planted there on purpose, like it belonged exactly where it was.
How is it these... See, I'm on my... I'm at my desk, right? Watching TikTok. But I wonder if I would even get this video in my phone's... on my phone's TikTok. You know what I mean? Because some of these come out widescreen. So I guess people make these on their desktop computers and put them on here, but I don't think I would get this one. Or how would it look? I'm gonna have to check it out. see how it would look on my phone.
A miracle of a thing, really. Thrives on almost nothing. Very little rain, no softness, no luxury, just grit. Grit in adaptation.
If you're not running ads on TikTok, you're doing something wrong.
So I was laid off from my corporate job making $200 grand a year, so I'm going to go ahead and expose the AI companies and what their plan is. First thing you need to understand is the different stages of AI. First and foremost, you have stage 1, which is just general AI, Gen AI. That is like your ChatGPT. You throw in an input, it gives you an answer. Pretty basic. Now, the second one is called agentic AI, and that is the one that is able to replicate all the things you do. This is what is taking most people's jobs right now. This is kind of the hot topic. But there's 2 more stages. The next one is artificial general intelligence. This is essentially AI having a brain. It can predict and forecast, and it's essentially learned enough from all of us that it's able to perform duties and forecast and pretty much get things done on its own. This tech actually exists right now. However, it is not available to the public, but there are companies that are, well, let's just say I won't mention them, that are using it. And then lastly, there's superintelligence. Superintelligence is like the ultimate form of AI. This is like the Terminator scene where they kind of have a brain of their own. They create their own ecosystems and essentially kind of take over. There's also some debates as to whether that exists currently or not. Just being in some meetings, I will tell you, it does. The issue with all of this is that it is very, very massive to run all of this hardware, and it is extremely power intensive. That is why they keep talking about all these, different water resources being drained, all these data centers going up. This is the future. They will be pulling from these data centers. They will be draining the water supply to run these super intelligence, super gen AI type of machines. If you're one of those people that says, oh, ChatGPT will never take my job, it's not ChatGPT. That stuff that they've given you access to that you think is so cool isn't even scratching the surface. Right now, if you have any sort of job that can be replicated, if something can look at your screen and copy what you're doing and learn how to do that, you will be replaced within the next few years. So my advice is get ahead of it, start something on your own, go into home services, something manual labor, consulting, coaching, lean into that more. That is the future, and AI will handle most of the mundane tasks that we have. Now, there's a ton of theories as to why the government or the world is letting AI kind of just get off the rails, but my opinion and what I've seen is that they want to separate the income gap. Right now, there's a lower, a middle, and an elite class. The elite class does not like the middle class creeping up into it. You saw it with COVID.
Trying to broaden that, make it more out of reach, huh?
Tons of people made money with crypto and all these different things. They're tired of that. They don't want you there. So their plan essentially is to create the wealth gap, and they want to push out the middle class and just have 2 separate classes. That is just what I believe and what I've seen.
So if there's just 2, there is no middle. It's just rich and poor.
All the different conspiracies surrounding it and New World Order and all the different stuff that happened, but that is essentially the plan. That is why they're letting this just run off the rails. There's really...
That's the problem with me. When a man loves that woman that much, he's going to try everything he can to teach her.
That's like trying to teach me how to put an alternator in. I'm not about to stand there and listen. I'm not putting in no alternators. And you can't teach me how to be a woman because you're not a woman. You're a man, so you have to talk to men
Where
about
does the woman come
men.
from?
The man.
From where?
The man. Because God pulled the woman out of the man.
And what did God say to the woman when he created her?
Where did you come from?
No, where did God create the woman?
You came from your
Let me
mom.
finish this. What did God say to the woman when he created her?
They said nothing.
Nothing. So how did she learn anything?
I'm talking about right now, Dad.
But you're saying that what you're saying doesn't make sense
It do make
because it
sense.
is the
That's why
man's
you getting
responsibility to teach. It's our responsibility to teach.
I am my father's daughter.
It is a man's responsibility to teach the women.
It's not your responsibility.
It is. That's why when you read the
why you
Bible,
get so upset because we're not listening because y'all have not been in your
Just
role
prove my point.
because you are not being leaders. So you can't teach nobody nothing teacher is not arguing with me about nothing. My teacher know what they talking about. If I say it's different, they're not arguing with me. E, F for you. You feel? I'm not arguing with you. I know what I'm talking.
Sorry about this one. But yeah, maybe I'll make a series, Daily Doom Scroll with Crazy. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all the good things. Hell, leave me a comment. What do you think? What don't you think? Tell me everything. Crazy GPT, them call me. For real, good looks, yo. BRB. Or as I like to say, burb.